Hey everybody, my name's Tom. I'm the founder of West Australian-based company udrew. We are inventing the way construction technology goes. I don't say reinventing because there's just so little construction technology out there that basically we're the pioneers, so that's pretty cool. So it'd probably be quicker for me to say what's right with the industry at the moment, and basically there's not much. There's just a lot of angry emojis, which just makes everyone frustrated. It's extremely expensive, timely, and super, super frustrating for anyone who's ever had to put something through council to get an application approved. It's just a nightmare. Even for something small, something as small as a fence. So my personal experience, it took 9.5 months to get my front fence approved, which is just ridiculous. It's not the build, it's just the fence. So currently, you've got to see about 5 or 6 professionals before you can even get council approval. So that ranges from engineers, draftsmen, tradespeople, the whole shebang. Each of these processes takes time, and it's often a circular motion. As you change and amend things, you've got to redo it and start again. It all adds up and ends up costing a fortune. Multiply that by the 5 or 6 professionals you've got to see, and it can take up to 6 months on average just to get a fence approved in WA. Don't know how it is here, hopefully a bit better. And cost you upwards of $4,500. And this is before you build. This is just for the bits of paper and a stamp. It's ridiculous. So the udrew system, we've amalgamated every one of these processes and put it into a simple location where anybody can be their own engineer, architect, draftsman, materials estimator, etc. If you can use an iPhone, you can design your own fence. We've set a set price of $500, and so that way there's no nasty surprises as you go. About a week ago, I recorded a quick demonstration. This is because a lot of the feedback I get is it's just too complex to ever work. So here's the actual real system and myself designing a fence. So firstly, we just draw where it goes on the property. As you're drawing it, it's checking against local and national regulations. It's calculating all of the structural engineering, as well as doing a mathematical X-ray up to 2.5 metres below your property, checking out for utilities, geomechanics, soil friction and loading capacities, as well as going 4-kilometre circle around your lot and checking out wind tunnelling effects. If something doesn't work, it just yells at you, it gets angry and it goes red, and it tells you what the problem is and fixes it. So it'll always fix it to the most economical and practical solution, meaning that your build's going to be the safest and strongest ever possible. So you're about to see a little example of that. So it's just shifted our gate backwards, and that's due to this rule in our pilot area called the vehicle truncation law, which is a nightmare. And so it's automatically offset the gate backwards to allow you the visibility as reversing out so you don't hit Dolores' children. Okay, so now we've got to the structural engineering part. What it's done is gone through every millimetre of our fence, and it's calculated the optimal use of concrete, steel, bricks, the whole shebang. We've counted every bag of sand, cement that we need. We can also tell you the best model number of excavator to hire to use to dig out the sediment. Right now, this is a future function we're adding, and we're teaming up with retailers and suppliers so they can upload their own products, so we can actually see what our structure is going to look like before we even build. This is unedited, by the way, so this is from start to finish. So we're playing around with a bit of the materials on the side fence now, and we're about to have a quick look at the final plans. So the final plans are all drawn to meet council regulations. They're all structurally engineered, and basically no human can ever beat their design capability. It learns as it does it. So you're going to use the least amount of material for the least cost for the safest design every time. Once you press submit, we get emailed all the plans digitally, as well as the raw data, which is automatically sent to your local government area, where it's archived, approved, and analysed for smart city data. Here's a little list of some of the shopping list that's in there, and we're ready to go in less than 2 minutes. You can bring out your shovel and start building. So that process there, that took me personally 9.5 months, and we just did it in 2 minutes. It's just, as you can tell, I'm pretty frustrated with the process. All right. So with our first structures, that works out to be about 800,000 of these small structures approved per annum in Australia. How do we make money? So we are engaging with channel partners who've got their own specific expertise, and they're essentially funneling work through us as we start. Eventually, we'll release the beast online and let anyone jump on and play around. We've just completed our first pilot with the city of Wanneroo, where we had some fascinating numbers come back. We can save about $250 million per annum just for our local government areas, so that means us ratepayers hopefully will pay a lot less. So these are our channel partners we're currently in talks with or who have approached us, and we're looking at expanding globally into these purple areas throughout next year. The areas you see circled, they're areas that have already approached us, and we're in talks about setting up pilots with them already. We've got the superstar team. All of us are experts, if I do say so myself, in our own specific little niche areas. Stuart, for example, is a former Macquarie executive. Waleed is just a total rock star. He's up there if anyone wants to go say hello to him after. And Mick Young literally wrote the book on structural engineering design codes for Australia. We couldn't do this without our awesome advisors and investors. These guys provide the foundations for the company, offering their expertise in tech, business, strategy, as well as just been awesome people. So we've got the product, the team, and the IP through a number of patents and enough secret sauce to make McDonald's jealous. Thank you so much. The world is keen, and we're going to be launching January next year. Almost made it. Thank you.